Hey, it's Naomi Lynn from Light 98.7, and it's Friday, which means it's another Firefighter Friday. I'm here with Joe Inglis of the Clayville Fire Department. Thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
How long have you been with the Clayville Fire Department?
Since February of '89.
Wow, quite a while. And I heard that you're chief there, right?
Yes.
And how long?
This is my second year as chief.
Okay.
I was an assistant for almost 20.
Wow.
Is it long enough?
And was your dad was a chief?
Yeah, my
as
father
well?
was the chief there. I took over for him. I'm actually a third generation fire chief there. My grandfather was in the late 60s, early 70s.
Wow. So you can say that probably, helped,
Oh, absolutely.
make you realize that
I've been
that's what
around
you
it my
want to
whole
do.
life.
Okay. So is that why you wanted to get into firefighting in the first place? Was there something that happened when you were younger and you're like, this is what I want to do?
When I was younger, we used to go around the station. Clayville didn't have a lot of guys, so a group of us, basically, in our age group, we decided that, when that time comes, 16 years old, we're going to do that. We're going to help out, because they always seem to be struggling for people. And since we've got in, we've been pretty fortunate. We don't appear to be struggling anymore,
Right.
so which is good. Even to this point, we're pretty fortunate with the people we have.
Well, that's good. I know I've heard from a lot of other firefighters that it is kind of difficult to get new people to come
It
in
is.
and
Yep. Just so happens, last meeting we just voted in 3 more, so
very nice.
we're pretty fortunate.
Well, good. I like hearing good news like that.
Yeah.
Do you have something that sticks out, a very memorable moment, whether it was something great that happened while you were doing your job, or something maybe not as good, just something that you'll never forget while you were working?
Well, something bad, obviously. One of our teachers, they were in a car accident in '92, I believe it was. Their 6-year-old daughter succumbed to the accident, and that made me decide. I'm also a level 3 EMT, so that made me decide to take that path, because at that time we only had a couple, and just struggled for that, but just forced me to make more progress, I guess.
Oh, right.
And,
right, helped you grow.
Yep, get into that stuff, and go on and try to be a leader, keep the morale up, keep the people there,
Right.
keep everybody going in that same direction. So a lot of the issues, that I see, we see a lot of stuff. Fire, it does consume property, but on the medical side, we run a lot of those, and those are the ones that kind of make you rethink what you're doing.
Right.
When the little kids and stuff like that, kind of makes you step back and say, is this really what I want to do? And on the same token, you say, if I don't do it, who's gonna?
Right.
So we continue to do it, we press on, we talk a lot amongst ourselves, keep everybody on a positive side, and go from there.
That's kind of all you can do.
Right, exactly.
Is there anything that you think that people don't really know about the firefighting world, or like a common misconception about firefighters?
Nobody has any, unless you're a firefighter or you're related to one, nobody has the idea the time commitment you put into it, as far as training, and the chief officers, you kind of take on a little bit more, which is fine. Paperwork, training hours is the biggest thing. Just the reason I feel that the people are not joining the fire service today, is the requirement right out of the gate is great, to just,
Right.
if you want to say you want to be a firefighter, you want to be an interior firefighter, it takes quite a few hours of training just to do that. And at 16 years old, a lot of our, the guys that are joining, they're still in school.
Right.
They don't have the time, and then by the time they're 18, they're not quite sure they want to make that commitment.
Right,
So
especially if they're thinking about going to college.
Exactly,
or
and we've been
anything else.
fortunate that most of them have stayed. We've lost a couple, and that tends to happen, but
Yeah.
honestly, we didn't lose them for anything other than they've joined the military.
Really?
So they've committed,
Okay.
they've committed on.
Paperwork is not something that I think of anything when it comes to firefighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of, something simple as, just the fire reports, your pre-hospital care reports for your EMTs, doing that stuff, and
So-
filing all that and sending the fire reports, any emergency call. I mean, whether it's medical or fire, it's considered a fire report, so you send that on to the state every year.
So every call that you go on, you have to.
Has to be documented, yep.
It's a lot of
Yep.
paperwork.
Yeah, and every training hour, I mean, because you're supposed to hold your men to a standard where,
Right.
So that's all has to be documented. Everything has to be on paper or on the computer or somewhere where if PESH or OSHA or somebody comes in, they want to see that stuff, so
They can.
you have to be able to produce it.
Right. That's a lot more
Maintenance
paperwork than I
records,
expected. Yeah.
it's quite extensive.
Now, besides, being involved with the fire department, being the chief there, what else do you do?
I run the water department for the town of Paris.
Okay.
I do that full time.
That'll keep you pretty busy.
Yep, I just was appointed to the job as head football coach at Sequoia Valley for the
Oh,
varsity.
congratulations.
So that's another
Yes.
another duty, but
So where do you find the time to do all this?
I don't know. In between going to field hockey and softball for my daughters, there's a lot going on.
Yes. I will never complain about being too busy anymore because that's so much. So for all that you do, not just as the firefighter, as the chief over at Clayville Fire Department, you said you've had the EMT classes, now coaching football and running the water department.
Yeah.
And of course having a family and taking care of all of that. For all that you do, not only as a firefighter, but in the community, we are so proud to recognize you and honor
Thank
you
you.
for this week's Firefighter Friday.
Proud to do it. Thank you very much.